Hello, everyone. This is LaVon McMillan, founder and CEO of Advocate for Me and the host of the Advocate for Me podcast. We are back, and y'all know I love when I have a guest, and we've been having some amazing people on. And today we have Kelly McAllister, and Kelly and I met at one of her vending events. So a good friend of ours who's been on the podcast before, Jamil Owens, was like, "Hey, I have this event that I think it'll be good for you." And I went to the event and met Kelly and her wonderful family, and she has a location. I'll let her share more, but she has a location in Northeast Philadelphia, and I literally used to work down the street. And I always would ride past it and refer families from Advocate for Me, but I'd never been there. And so it was such a pleasure to actually meet her in person, meet her family, and actually go inside and see the facility. So it was amazing what she's doing. She's been um, really like working. I'm watching her on social media, and she is doing an awesome job with the community. And then she was one of our award recipients because I saw the hard work that she was doing, her and her family, and I said I want to honor her. And so she was one of our award recipients for our Advocates for Change Award in December of 2022. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to everyone Kelly. Hello, Kelly.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be on with you and chatting and sharing a little bit about myself, but mostly what I've been up to the past couple years. Um, I'm excited.
Awesome. I'm excited to have you. And trust me, this will not be your only time. So let's tell the audience, who is Kelly McAllister? And so, as a wife, a mom, and then a business owner, if you could just share how many hats you wear.
That's exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Always wearing lots of hats. So yeah, I'm Kelly McAllister. You know, first and foremost, a wife and mother of three amazing little boys, ages 6, 4, and 2. So we are very busy at home and raising our little boys. So really everything I do for my family and our community. And so, my background is in marketing and business. Always was searching and looking for ways that I could make an impact, give back to the community and teach my children the same values. And, you know, I was working in marketing for almost 10 years in Center City, planning events, supporting brands and their mission. And through COVID, realized how much time I really was missing out on my children's lives, making money to put into other people taking care of my children. And I realized this isn't for me anymore. I really want to place those values, teach my children how to give back and do things that they can be passionate about and that, is really rewarding. And I came upon an opportunity to open up We Rock the Spectrum, Northeast Philadelphia. And, it was an existing location prior to my ownership. They had a wonderful community. It's right in the Parkwood section of Northeast Philadelphia. My husband was born and raised there. Much of his family still lives in the neighborhood directly across the street from our location. So it really was an opportunity that I saw that, I could be a part of that community, give back to it. There were so many people that already supported it. So I really felt like, let me look into this a little bit further. And so, background on the business, we are an indoor sensory gym. So we welcome children of all abilities and create this safe, nurturing environment for children to really learn and play. And we have 12 pieces of unique equipment that can serve a therapeutic purpose. So we really do cater to the autism community, and we enjoy welcoming them into our space to feel safe and never have to say they're sorry for being who they are. And it's just been so rewarding to see over the last 2 years how many people can come into our space and just be themselves. No judgment, no questions asked, just come into our safe and clean environment and be yourself, whether it be just to meet up with friends, meet new friends, socialize, have a therapy session there with, a behavioral therapist, occupational therapist. We have several classes and programs and birthday parties, and, all the while bringing my family into the mix, bringing it full circle and introducing my children to children of all abilities. It's really just been more than I could have imagined.
And it is exactly what you said. A fun, safe, clean environment. When I went in there, the kids had their shoes off and they were playing and running around, and they were running in a happy like moment. Like it wasn't like nobody was stopping them like, no, you can't do that. No, don't run. No,
Yes.
don't climb on that. They was just in um a good space and they was just enjoying themselves. And that at the door. And I don't know if you saw me the first when I first came in. I was just standing there smiling. And one of
And
the
that's how it is every day I'm
yeah,
there. I'm just smiling watching these children being able to be themselves and play,
yeah.
and there's no pressure, you know?
And it kind of at first when I walked in, it kind of reminded me of like a Chuck E. Cheese. But even in Chuck E. Cheese, like it's still like some like you got to stamp on your hand, you got to do this, you got to sit over here to
Right.
eat, or you got to it. At first, it was like that when I walked in, but then when I came in, it was more of like a family environment because even the parents was walking around and helping the kids up on on the rock climbing and helping
Mhm.
them in different areas. But even the families looked like they was having fun. And I've been in some Chuck E. Cheese where the families just like, let's just get this over with.
Oh my god. And,
So
just being a mom and being like, understanding what it's like to bring children to, a space, I try to, like, ease that stress for the parents as well. You can see your child from almost anywhere in the
yes.
space at any point you're standing. So it really does make you feel comfortable and feel like your child is safe. Yes, we do have rules, but they're really only to keep the children safe, but we're not, you know, telling the children, stop doing this. This is how you're supposed to play with this. This is what you're supposed to do. It's definitely not like that. It is a calm space. And we do also have a calming room if needed. It's a space that you can tuck away. There's lights, there's, things you can touch, feel, see, and it can help a child that may be overstimulated.
Great, great. And I've heard a few families that I referred. Um, they've come back saying that they had a great time. Their child enjoyed it. So
Oh,
kudos to you for like stepping out and doing something for the community, but also being able to transition from being in the workforce and then becoming a business owner. Can you talk about that just a little bit of how that transition was, I guess, mentally for you? And especially like with your family, that's always the one thing, like making sure it's a good choice and also, financial. So if you could just share that with the audience.
sure. So, it definitely brought on many challenges, some challenges that we still face today. It does get easier over time, making that transition. So I was used to waking up and practically being out of the house up until the point I was just tucking my kids into bed. So I knew that that wasn't what I wanted. I always wanted to be a mother, and I didn't feel like I was being the best version that I wanted to be. So, you know, right off the bat, and I'm a type A person. It was really hard for me in the beginning to, you know, let go of some of the control of the business and entrust in my staff to put forth the mission of the gym and my vision for the space. Um, but I really just had to do that. Otherwise, I would just be right back where I was before. But the nice thing is that and we are franchised, by the way. We have hundreds of locations worldwide. So there are many locations. We're the only one in Pennsylvania as of right now. But, so our founder, she's incredible and really supportive of the entire franchise system. And really, they help guide all of the owners in how to manage this. And they're the ones that told me, you can do this and raise your family. It's all what you make of it and how you manage that. And they really do help. And so, you know, that's kind of I've had to like learn from other owners, corporate on how to manage the business and manage home life all at the same time. So it's been challenging, but also, you know, I'm I drop my kids off at school every day. I pick them up from school every day. I am at all of their, extracurricular activities. So those are all things that I would not have been able to do the last 2 years working in corporate America. And so, for me, it's worth it. Now we are profitable. I'm very grateful for that, you know, but some people tend to think, "Oh, you must be, making big bucks. Like, look at all of these people in here. Look at that." And that's not what I'm doing this for. Truly, and, you know, honestly, I'm not doing it for that. I really am doing it for the community, for people who need this safe space. I want to support families, um, mothers, fathers, these children. I want to create this space for them, for my children, and for my family. And I really do feel like I am fulfilling that for my life right now.
Yeah, I definitely would say that you are, and that's what I was saying. Like when I first met you in person, you can tell like just your spirit and your rapport with everyone. Like you're really like a friendly person. Like, sometimes when people are just doing it for the money, they don't come off like they not like, I don't want to say they're not friendly, but they're friendly, but to a different extent. It's not like it's like, oh, okay, thank you for your service, or thank you for your time, or or thank you for coming here. They're friendly that
Mhm.
way, but you were more like it was family oriented, and I could see that straight from the
Yeah.
beginning. Like as soon as I met you, you was like, oh, you can come in, you can feel free to do anything,
Mhm.
and come in and see the place. And because I was vending outside, but you opened the doors to me like right there.
Yeah.
And then I met, like I said, and then I met your family. So it was like it was more family oriented from the
Yeah.
beginning. And that's what exhumed off of you, was that you were all about the community and the family. And
Yeah.
so I just wanted to say, like, when you said it, but I'm like, yes, I agree.
It's definitely, and I do get asked a lot, like, "Well, do you have a child on the spectrum? Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, all of my children are neurotypical, you know, but that doesn't mean that I don't have the space for families that do have children on the spectrum. And I am definitely opening my heart and, my mind. I want to meet everyone. I want to hear your story. How can we support you? So, although I don't have that firsthand experience, and I may never fully understand what a parent with a child on the spectrum is going through, I still want to be there for them. Maybe it's just lending an ear. Maybe it's, having the space or coming up with a program that would benefit their child. Anything, along those lines. I really am trying to accomplish those things. And so I hope that that shows. And, that's where we're all in this together. It truly takes a village. And if I can play any small role in, making a parent's life a tad bit easier and less stressful, I would love to try. So,
Yes, yes. And I would say change the try to doing, because that is exactly what you're doing. Exactly what
thank
you're
you.
doing. And then just even having a space where kids are inclusive. Um,
Right,
if I was someone coming from the outside coming in, if you didn't point out the child, then I wouldn't know who was on the spectrum and who was neurotypical. Like, and
right.
I'm saying that because all the kids were in the space, they were, enjoying themselves, and
Mhm.
it was just like a fun time for everyone. And that's what I love about the environment, because it's inclusive.
Yeah.
And it's allowing everyone to come and enjoy that space.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing with my children is teaching them to just be kind to everyone and to be accepting. And, when other people see my children there and see how I'm interacting with them, with other children, I hope that they can take that and instill that in their children, everywhere they go, not just at We Rock the Spectrum.
Yes, yes, we need more people like you, Kelly. And I'm just saying that because when we're in different environments, where like everyone is diverse, everyone has a different, ethnicity, a different culture. Like
Right.
we're all inclusive every day, all day, no matter where we are. And so when we come to someone that may have a disability or a diagnosis or a medical diagnosis, they're still human. And so
Exactly.
that's the part that you see. Like you're enjoying the space that you're in with other people. And then that's what makes us smile, instead of us feeling like we're, an outcast or outside of the environment and we don't feel comfortable. The
Mhm.
When you're coming in an environment that makes you feel comfortable, that makes your family feel comfortable. And everyone is just there to enjoy that environment. That's what we need more of. So
Absolutely.
I did have a question about the franchise. So
Sure.
is all of them like when you walk in, do they all look the same, or is each owner able to like design how they want the space to look?
So there are certain elements that are the same. You know, there's certain things that are required. Like I said in the beginning, every location does have 12 required pieces of equipment. There are also brand standards that every location needs to follow. Now, that comes down to, the paint colors, the logo, the type of flooring, so things like that are the same. So I will say that you will feel like you can recognize the brand in every location that you would walk into, but each location is a different size, a different layout, and so there is a lot of room for owners to put their own creative spin on things or bring in new items that maybe some other locations don't have. So, each location does may have some unique pieces of equipment that children can play with or enjoy, but for the most part, they do have that same like look and feel to them, with the exception of the size. Our space is fairly small at just about 3,500 square feet, whereas there are some other locations that are upwards of like 10,000 square feet. They may have like multiple party rooms, multiple classrooms, a toddler area that's sectioned off entirely. And ours is really one just main space that's, all connected together.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Cause when you was
Yeah.
talking, I was like, I wonder, cause I know when you shared your Instagram with me, and I was typing it in to put it in my phone, like a lot of them came up, like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, what kind of shit? And I was like, wait, it says Philly right here. I was like, that's her. So
Yes.
I was just wondering. So that's awesome. I love the fact that they made it a franchise and gave other
Yeah.
owners the ability. I mean, other people, like-minded people, the opportunity to open up in different areas. So I do love
Right.
the fact that she did that. Um,
Yeah.
so I know we talked about you wearing many hats and being a mom, and so my next question is, what does Kelly do for self care? Since she is doing everything. And and I'm just going to share this. So one of the reasons why, with Advocate for Me, the LLC, our main focus is focused on moms, is because
Mhm.
I know like we already do a lot as a mom, and then I know with moms who have children with medical diagnosis, and their child is on a spectrum or cerebral palsy, or you know other disabilities or special needs, or neurodivergent, um
Mhm.
like they is like an extra layer for them because now they have to do something else. So one of my goals is, each year I host an autism moms night out,
Mhm.
and so I normally do it in April, but I didn't do it this year. So we're actually, it's going to be this month, because Advocate for Me is celebrating our fifth anniversary, so I'm going to combine it.
Congrats.
But I was one of the things that I always talk to them about when we have it is self care, and allowing yourself grace to have self care. Like, sometimes when I do it, I was like, oh, let me go back in the house because I got to do this for the kid. And I'm like, no, like I have to stay focused on what I need to do because I have to fill my own cup so I can help them fill their cup.
Right.
And then I always use the analogy, like, when you're on the airplane and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first and then put on theirs. And like I always have to like remind myself about that, because if not, and I've had this in the past, and I've shared this with the listeners too, that I would just keep going and going and going and going until my body is like, we can't go no more. And
Mhm.
I went to the one time I went to sleep. The good thing is my son is a little older, so he fed his sister, breakfast, fed her lunch, but I
Right.
literally slept almost the whole day.
Ugh,
They knew I was okay, but it was just like mommy sleeping, like she need her rest. And when
right.
I woke up, I was like, "What time is it?" And they like, "It's almost dinner time." And I was like, "Oh wow!" And I
Good
promised
for
myself,
you.
yes, I was like, but it was no choice. My body was like, "Oh, we're shutting down. Like we don't
Yeah.
care what you have to do. We're shutting down." And trust me, I had a whole list of things to do that day, but I really needed it, and I promised myself that I would never get to that point where my body has to tell me to take rest. Like I schedule it in my phone. Now I schedule when I want to eat.
Oh my gosh.
And
Isn't
so I
oh
make
my
sure
god.
that I'm doing that. So if you could share
Mhm.
with the audience what self-care tips you may do for yourself, or anything that you want to share with them.
You know, this is a major goal for me now to find ways to provide that self-care, because I definitely do not prioritize that at all. I do and have enjoyed doing yoga and, meditating, those types of things, but truthfully, it's been many years. Um, and so, it's something that my husband, Sean, is very supportive of and always encouraging me, you know, do something for yourself. Like, we'll be fine here. And I don't prioritize it and I need to. Um, Definitely. I just am like a caretaker. I just am always worried about, everyone else, taking care of everyone else first, and whether that be at home or at the business and things like that. So, um, but I know that I can make time and I need to. And so that is my next priority
Yes,
in
yes.
year 3 of the business, which we're coming up on. I
Yay.
just can't even believe it. That is my goal. So I'm gonna have to hear some other, entrepreneurs' tips on how to really you know, do it and succeed.
Yes.
I am like, "Oh my gosh, how do I do this?" Like you said, you're scheduling it in your calendar to eat. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm still drinking my coffee from this morning and it's like 2 p.m." I'm like, "Oh my gosh," but um that's just I think my personality and not so much as, you know, the business or, family life. It's just raising 3 young children right now, and that's my priority.
Yes. Make sure we taking care of Kelly too.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah, and
gotta
even
take
if
your
it's just
advice.
a few minutes, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it doesn't have to take an hour. Even if it's
No,
just a few minutes, and the fact that your husband is supportive, that's an amazing. Like that's awesome, because you could just
right.
look, honey. So from this time to this time, I'm gonna just need a few minutes to myself. And if he's
Mhm.
able to jump in, or any other family members are able to jump in at that time frame, definitely take it. Like that. That's what I had to learn that from one of my mentors. because she was like,
Right.
oh, you can't keep going like this. Like if you keep going like this, and I'm not saying that my plate is, like right now I'm in school. I'm doing a Lynn fellowship at CHOP. I teach at a school, so it's like my
Mhm.
plate is still full, but I have
Right.
to make sure that I put in that time for me as well, because if not, my body just going to shut down, and it's going, and and that's when I feel a little bit guilty, because I'm like, I didn't take care of myself to the point where I could still be there for the kids. Like
Right.
that one day scared me.
That is
I was like, oh
scary.
my goodness. I was like, what happened to the day? And my son was like, it's okay, we ate. We watched cartoons.
Oh,
Like, but he was like, it's okay, we ate. We watched cartoons. And we called grandma. Like he knew what to do.
my gosh. See, you're raising good
Like
kids.
it started
They
getting
knew.
close to the evening. He was like, we need to call grandma. But I woke
Mhm.
up. So yeah, so we'll talk though, because that's my mission for 2023 and 2024, is to have that conversation with moms, and like I said, and give yourself grace for taking care of yourself.
Right.
um let's not, let's not make it feel like a guilt trip, but make it feel like, that's your zen. Yeah, like that's your moment.
Mhm.
Talk about yoga,
The
like
other thing too is like, going to the grocery store without your kids or running an errand is not self-care. Like
yes.
sometimes I'm like, "Oh, yes," like I'm jamming to the music in the car by myself. I'm headed to Target by myself, and then I'm like, this is not it. Although it feels great.
It felt great because it was all about Kelly at that moment, blasting the music. You got to pick the
Mhm.
music.
Yeah, not the same though.
not not the same. I will say one of my mentors said at least once a month, like go to a hotel or go to like a Airbnb or something, and
Ooh.
just and like also like the space has to have like a spa or something, like
Mhm.
massage or a facial spa or something. And he was like, treat yourself. And it was a male that told me this. He was like, treat
Wow.
yourself to those things because you worked hard that month and you earned it. And so he always tells me to put a certain amount aside for that one spot. Like if I want a massage, price the massage, put that money to the side, and whenever that particular day is open, make sure I put it on my calendar and treat it just like it's an appointment. Because he was like, if you don't treat it like it's an appointment, you're gonna just cancel on yourself.
Exactly.
And I was like, so when he told me that, like, I'm not gonna say that's one thing I learned from him, but that's one thing that I try to keep, not try, but that's one thing I keep doing
Mhm.
every month since he's told me that. And I met him in 2018 when the business was kind of new. And so I
Wow.
made sure, even when I didn't have money, like, it was just like, go take a walk, go get my little favorite drink, and sit. I like nature, so I was like, sit in the park
Oh.
and just listen, meditate, listen to my music. But I had to keep that time. And trust me, my family keeps me busy. Like, I literally just came back from the store
Mhm.
right before we came on here, so they definitely keep me. But I just tell them I have an appointment, and they respect that because I'm an entrepreneur, or
Mhm.
and I'm in school. Like, even with my studies for school, I say, I got to go do my homework. They'll respect that time frame because
Mhm.
they know that's something that you're really interested in, and motivated and doing. And so they'll respect that. But if you say, I'm going to go to the spa, they like, oh, well, can you take me to the park? So you got to,
Mm.
like, you don't need that. Like, take me to the
Yeah,
park.
and then the whole time you're there, you're feeling guilty.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
So wait a minute,
Mhm.
give me 1 minute, Kelly, because remember how I said the kids don't come bother me in the car, they come in to bother me in the car. Hold up. I this part out. Yes, Jada. Yes, I can. But my daughter actually scared me though, because she has all her hair out and it's in an afro. And I looked up and all I saw was hair. I was like, what
Oh
the
my gosh, what's coming?
Anna, me, and Jordan, all three of us tried. That thing is tight.
heck? Okay, I got it. It's open. Say hi to Miss Kelly.
Hi.
Hello.
Grandma tried to make me open the other one. The other one was gonna be even harder.
Oh, that's fine. I got it for you. I'll be in a minute.
I love you, mommy.
All right, love you too.
Aw, so sweet.
See how easy it is. They know I'm in the car, so I'm at the office.
Mhm.
So yes, um, so next question is how can the listeners reach out to you? Whether it's social media, email, however, whatever you want to share with them. How can they reach out to you?
So we are on social media. Probably the best way would be to reach out through the business. I do keep my personal profile really just dedicated to the family, which I can be reached on there as well. My Instagram is Kelly McAllister 25. And then, I can also be reached through the gym Instagram and Facebook. We are on there as WRTS underscore NE Philly. So that's just stands for We Rock the Spectrum Northeast Philly. So that's for both Facebook and Instagram. I am always monitoring messages there, and we can also be reached via email at WRTSNEphilly@gmail.com. So many different ways. It's me personally behind all of the social media, so I'm always checking the messages, always responding, and happy to talk to anyone.
Awesome, great. And so, what would be one thing that you want to leave with the listeners? It could be something from the heart, it could be a quote. Like, what is one thing that you would leave with them?
I think that the one thing I would want to share with everyone and express is just if you are thinking it, just go for it. Take that leap. If it's something that you're passionate about, it will always work out. Leaving my full-time job, I literally quit my full-time job, not knowing how this was going to go. And I really haven't looked back at all. It's been so rewarding, and it's something that I really do for others, but I guess truly deep down, I am doing it for myself, because what really feeds my soul and, gives me energy is being able to give back and being able to do things for others. And so, you know, seeing the growth at We Rock and with my family and spending all of this time is just, you can't get that time back. And so I just encourage everyone I encounter who says, like, oh my gosh, I just wish that I could own a business, or I wish that I could, leave my job and do XYZ that I've always wanted to do. My advice would be take the leap. You know, you can always change what you're doing, but you can never get back that time um, with your family. You can never get back that time for yourself. So that's my advice.
Yes, that is great advice. Because it's been quite a few times where I felt like, okay, I want to take this jump or this leap, and like I hesitated, and
Hmm.
then I took it years later, but I was like, wow, if I had did it when I first felt that nudge, then where would I have been then? So that's a great, 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 great.
Yeah, trust your heart, and The rest will fall into place the way it's supposed to. I truly
Yeah.
believe that.
Yes, awesome. Well, it was great to have you on today. This will not be the last one. I mean, maybe you and the hubby could come on next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean is so cool. But yeah, definitely you guys can come next time. So we'll see.
That would be
Um,
awesome.
and then we'll have you guys come back. But thank you for sharing the information about We Rock the Spectrum and about, wearing so many hats and, and just taking that leap of faith and
Yeah.
stepping out into something that you felt comfortable in doing, even though you were learning about it in the process. But
Yeah.
and just being, there for the community. Um, Kudos to you. I mean, I know I gave you an award, but I'm always clapping and cheering for you guys in the background.
Thank you so much. It means so much to me, and I'm just thankful for you and all that you do, and, sharing everything that we have to offer with the families that you come across. So, I'm just grateful that we've met and that we can continue working together.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
So, to the listening audience, thank you for listening to our episode today. Like Kelly said, if you feel that nudge and you think that's something that's what you really want to do, just take the leap. God is sending the people to you that needs to be in that environment to help you move. And if it's community driven, then he'll send the people as well, um, because it's needed. So if you feel that nudge, pray about it and then move forward. He'll send you what you need. And as always, I end the show with saying, look at, your child and give them a kiss and make sure that you know that they love you and you love them and that everything that you're doing is for them so that you can advocate for them on a daily basis. So until next time, peace and blessings, and I will talk to you soon.